Hello viewers, my name is Mario. In this video I'm going to talk to you about the collapse of the Morandi Bridge in Genova that killed 43 people. I'm not going to advance any speculations, I will simply expose you to some very serious inconsistencies that the international media is probably not even aware of, and that the Italian media has been very lackluster in reporting. Also, I will not talk about the politics and the organized crime involvement simply because I'm not informed enough to report on such complex topics. The Italian freeway system belongs to a private company subsidized by the government. All freeways are pay to use depending on distance traveled, and generally they are very well maintained. Along the more important areas of this freeway system, there are thousands of webcams that live feed video to this website I'm now showing you, which you are welcome to go check out. You can also go on Google Street View and look at the two webcams that are placed at both ends of the bridge in question. I'm showing you one right now, the one at the west end of the bridge. This is what Morandi Bridge looks like on this website, before and after the collapse. The before picture is from a Google cache of the website, and the after picture was taken after and is probably the same as the current situation. So it's obvious that the two webcams have been removed from their website. The freeway company released two official statements as to why the webcams stopped working just before the bridge collapse. The first statement was that the bridge's collapse caused a seismic event which interrupted power supply to the cameras, which was quickly proven wrong by the official release of the video from one of those two cameras which you're about to watch right now. What you're about to watch is, in fact, the official unedited release of the video. Like I said, this is the official release, and as you can see, the so-called seismic event, which supposedly interrupted the video from the cameras, and then the cameras started working again right after, this seismic event happened somehow before the bridge's collapse, because you don't see the collapse even starting in the video, and the video is a live feed to their website, so there is no reason as to why the bridge's collapse should retroactively delete the video files. A second official statement then claimed that the video interruption was due to an infiltration of water into the control box that powered the two cameras. So it's understandable that such water seepage would cause both cameras to fail at the same time. It's not too believable that both cameras would stop right before the bridge's collapse and then would start working again after the bridge's collapse. In this video you can see the cut to white, as low fade to white, which would be the power failure, officially speaking. And then you can see the video coming back, zoomed in and moving, because those are movable cameras, and it's understandable to imagine that a camera operator would have tried to control them and move them about, and then the video would have come back up. What is not very believable at all, as I'm sure you have already noticed, is the very obvious fade cut that happens before the bridge collapse. You can see the green truck. The last truck you see is one that became famous for stopping meters away from falling off the edge of the bridge when the bridge collapsed. But then every other vehicle around it fades away and similar vehicles appear and disappear around it. Let's watch it again. And now, like this was not enough to raise a lot of questions, let me concentrate your attention towards a very important detail. If you look at the base of the bridge, just before the video supposedly cut out because of the water seepage in the power system, you can see a dust cloud forming. I must remind you that the official statement as to how the bridge mechanically collapsed is that one of the strays snapped. The very first thing to happen was one of the steel cables that holds the bridge up snapped, and everything else followed. But in this video you can very clearly see an explosion at the base of the bridge. This could be a chemical explosion or it could be a mechanical release of energy. Either case, it does not fit whatsoever with the official statements as to the mechanics of the bridge's collapse. And now I'm going to show you one last video. This last video has a lot of cultural connotations. You have to understand the cultural reasoning behind it. The bridge collapsed on August 14, 2018 around midday. The day after, August 15, would have been Ferragosto. Literally translates to the midst of August, and it's one of the most important holidays in Italy. It is very common for all workers, especially government workers and the ones who would be fixing the highways, to take days off between the weekend preceding Ferragosto all the way up to Ferragosto. They call it, ironically enough, a bridge. So it's an extra long weekend in this case, because most of them had Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday off work. This practice of taking many days off the weekend around Ferragosto is extremely rooted in the society. It's literally really hard to find a surgeon at a hospital, to find medical specialists, to find tow trucks. It's a nightmare to be in any kind of emergency. That's how serious it is to Italians to take those days off work. And what I'm about to show you right now is a video taken by a local the night before the accident, about 12 hours before the accident, and it shows about a dozen maintenance trucks on the bridge with their flashing lights on, working. This was such a startling sight for an Italian of the area that this man started filming it. That's how surprised he was to see those people, to see public workers working on such a serious holiday in the middle of the night under torrential rain. In fact, what I'm actually showing you right now is a news coverage of a news organization that was sent this video, and they had a telephone interview with the person who filmed it. So this is a publicly available news coverage. One can only think of two possible reasons as to why the highway company would go through the trouble of bringing in and paying serious overtime to so many workers the day before the accident. Either it was extremely clear that that something extremely serious was about to happen, and they had to scramble workers to put a band-aid fix on it, to patch it as quickly as possible and get it out of the way, and clearly this repair failed. Or some people have advanced the opinion that this could have been a deliberate action. About 50% of the people from the area, people who are literally live in eye shot of the bridge, about 50% of them believe that the collapse of the bridge was deliberate. I'm not going to make any more speculations. I'm not going to say my opinion in regard. I live overseas. I don't have that much of an insight on the situation. But if from overseas I can see myself such obvious discrepancies in the official statements and videos, I'll leave up to you the further decisions. I'm making this video for possibly the news organization, the English-speaking news organizations, who I'm sure have had a hard time so far finding good coverage about this, because Italians don't speak as much English as many other European countries. So thank you for watching. Give a thumbs up if you'd like. I don't really care. In this case, I'm not promoting my channel because my channel is about something completely unrelated to this event. But you're welcome to spread this video, copy it, re-upload it, share it as much as you want.